Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. Racist remarks from a highly outspoken Trump supporter topping the news tonight.
Major television network ABC reacted quickly today and abruptly canceled the reboot of Roseanne Barr's namesake show after she issued a racist tweet.
President Trump has yet to comment on the controversy and the subsequent fallout involving the comedian.
ABC network executives quickly denounced the comment as abhorrent. Chris Martinez has the latest.
President Trump rallied supporters in Nashville.
Well, this feels just like before our election. This is a big crowd of people.
But made no mention of ABC's decision to pull the plug on the reboot of Roseanne.
That's how they make bombs.
Roseanne Barr, a real-life Trump supporter, also played one on the show. In a since-deleted tweet Tuesday, Barr took aim at Valerie Jarrett, writing, "Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ."
It's up to all of us to push back.
The former advisor to President Obama hit back during an MSNBC town hall focusing on racism.
Tone does start at the top, and we like to look up to our president and feel as though he reflects the values of our country.
The Roseanne reboot was one of ABC's highest-rated and most-watched shows. The sitcom had already been picked up for a second season. Some on social media argued the cancellation was a politically correct attack on free speech, but the overwhelming response supported ABC's decision.
It is their prerogative to do whatever they want, and they felt that they did the right thing by taking Roseanne off the air.
Despite Barr's tweeted apology, her talent agency ICM Partners has since dropped her as a client. Paramount Network, TV Land, and CMT have also pulled the plug on airing Roseanne reruns. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the streaming service Hulu also has dropped Roseanne.
And as they said, the Laugh broadcast network says it's decided not to air reruns of the original Roseanne show, which ran on ABC from 1988 to 97.
8,000 Starbucks stores, including those across Billings and Montana, closed early today. The message, 4 hours of anti-bias training for more than 175,000 employees. Now, the move follows the arrest of 2 black men in a Philadelphia Starbucks last month. While the men waited for a friend, one of them simply wanted to use the restroom without buying anything. The NAACP, the Perception Institute, and other advocacy groups helped Starbucks develop its diversity training curriculum. Now, the coffee giant was expected to lose about $12 million in revenue during today's closures.
1 week from tonight, we'll be reporting the results of Montana's primary election. In that June 5th election, voters will be deciding who will advance on to the November general election for both the U.S. House and Senate races, to name a few. So far, a solid turnout here in Yellowstone County. Election officials telling us as of this morning, more than 25,000 ballots have already been turned in. Now, if you plan to mail in your ballot, the county elections office recommends you do that by tomorrow. That's to ensure it's delivered on time. You can also drop off your ballot at the county courthouse or at any polling place on Election Day. The deadline to return all ballots is 8 p.m. on Election Day next Tuesday.
The contest for the Democratic nomination for Montana's U.S. House seat is likely coming down to 3 candidates. John Heenan, Grant Keir, and Kathleen Williams have the most active campaigns and are raising the most money. MTN's Mike Dennison brings us a closer look at where that cash is coming from.
Billings attorney John Heenan and former Land Trust Director Grant Keir of Missoula are the 2 fundraising leaders in the Democratic primary contest to challenge Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte this fall. But their fundraising profiles are much different. Keir has raised the most money from donors, about $760,000, and nearly 2/3 of that money is from Montanans. A huge chunk is from his hometown of Missoula, at least $240,000. But he also has contributors from 39 states. A lot of Keir's money also is from people in finance, real estate, conservation, and the ag community, likely connected with his land trust work on conservation easements. Heenan has raised nearly $600,000 and put another $225,000 of his own money into the campaign. Nearly 3/4 of his donated funds are from Montanans, with a good mix from all the state's major cities, including at least $128,000 from his hometown of Billings. Heenan says he's emphasized reaching out to and meeting everyday Montanans and has more than 6,000 individual donors. However, nearly half of his donor money, at least $267,000, has come from fellow attorneys. Former state lawmaker Kathleen Williams of Bozeman had raised $284,000 as of 2 weeks ago, with about 85% of her money coming from Montanans. About a fourth of her money is from the Bozeman area, and her contributors include farmers, ranchers, actors and artists, and many retirees. The Williams campaign says her fundraising has actually picked up more in the last 2 months. Bozeman lawyers Jared Pettinato and John Meyer had the low-profile campaigns in this race. Pettinato has raised just $70,000 and Meyer less than $5,000. And let's not forget the Republican incumbent waiting in the wings, Greg Gianforte, who, as of 2 weeks ago, had $1.1 million sitting in his campaign bank. It's hard to read the tea leaves of campaign money to see who has the advantage in this Democratic primary. A lot of that money has already been spent as well, and more than 120,000 Montanans have already voted by absentee. Let's just say with a week to go, this contest is too close to call. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
All right, thank you, Mike. We'll see what turns up next Tuesday night. Well, the city of Billings is looking to quiet rumors of possible water contamination. This all follows a Facebook post shared hundreds of times over the weekend. The post said that city sewer systems were flooding and were contaminating city water, making it unsafe to drink. But Louis Engels with the city's Water Quality Division says that is simply not true.
In no way, shape, or form would we ever mix sewer water with our drinking water. They're completely separate systems. We go through a series of testing here to make sure that the water is always safe to drink. Every drop that we send out of our facilities that comes to people's homes is completely safe. It's very heavily regulated.
Engels adds the state requires the city to immediately alert the public if anything does in fact go wrong with the city's water system.
Even as the official flood warning has been lifted along the Yellowstone River here in Billings, authorities say the water remains dangerous and residents cannot let down their guard.
Take a look. This was the scene this afternoon at the Dick Johnston Bridge heading from Billings over to Lockwood. You can see the water still rushing by, but you know what? It appears we may have dodged this bullet as far as the flooding danger goes, with the Billings area now downgraded.
Tonight, flooding concerns remain for areas along the Clarks Fork River near Fromberg, also for the Musselshell River. But things are looking up compared to this time a week ago.
Our chief forecaster Bob McGuire says, in fact, today was, well, Bob, a breath of fresh air and a little extra time for the weather department to sit back and enjoy it while it lasts.
We had a really nice day in the weather department. But I can't tell you the good news here is that the Yellowstone River now down to 13 feet. Now, I just checked the river stage about an hour ago. And so that's what we're doing. And so that is no longer in flood warning. Good news there. But Miles City, the Yellowstone River there, that is in flood warning. That is forecast to go up to 14.4 feet by the time Saturday gets here. It's not there at the flood. It's not there at flood stage yet, but it's probably going to get there in the next couple of days. The Tongue River at Burning, you'll notice that's forecast to get up to 7.7 feet, peak there on Thursday afternoon. Then over there to Clarks Fork at the Yellowstone is also supposed to get up pretty high this week as well. It's expected to get above flood stage. Let's go back a little bit and show you that it's going to be at 8.9 feet on Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon. And then after that, it looks like here the Yellowstone River in Livingston, that's going to get up to 9.6 feet on Thursday. And then we finish it up here at the Musselshell River at Shawmut and Lavina. They're both expected to get, again, above flood stage by Saturday and again on Sunday. We'll have more on that coming your way in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Medical technology and industry on the rise here in Billings, or at least that's the goal.
And tonight, a symposium brought together city officials, medical innovators, and local college administrators, all to talk about the potential benefits of expanding the technology sector. Q2's Zoe Zandora was there.
That's right, Jay and Jeanelle. The work to build and accelerate the tech sector here in Billings continues. Elation has worked with the Big Sky Economic Development to organize a medical tech symposium this evening, introducing innovators and prospective ones in the medical community to activities already underway to accelerate momentum locally in the medical sector. I spoke with owner of Elation, Chris Dimmick, about tonight's event and future medical tech goals for Billings.
You know, I use the example, I helped to set up one of the first internet providers here, and we started with about a $100,000 SBA guaranteed loan, and we turned that into $50 million of direct financial impact over the next 10 years. And that's the kind of scale of impact you can have in the tech space, and we just don't do enough of that in Billings. If you think about starting a tech business, you typically think of going to Bozeman or Missoula, and we want people to start thinking of coming to Billings. So the whole medical technology space is a logical place to start.
Dybbuk added that we already are a destination center here in Billings for a large region. And if we can start building this idea of technology-based medical companies here as well, that's just one more reason for physicians to want to come, move to Billings, and healthcare professionals to want to work here. Jay and Jeanelle.
All right. Thank you, Zoe.
Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, active shooter training is more than just a drill for teachers. It's a job requirement. We'll take a look inside.
And later in sports, Scott chats with former Billings Bulls trainer Mike Meir, who's got a front seat row to the Stanley Cup Finals. He's on staff with the Vegas Golden Knights.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.